Hello people of the YouTube world and all who are watching this. I am Mackenzie at 901K, and guys, it is that time of year again where we get in the holiday spirit, get in the holiday season, and I honestly cannot believe that it is time to be in the holiday spirit in the holiday season, but it is what it is, I guess. So today we are going to be talking about some gifts. We're going to be doing a gift guide. I did one last year, but it did not really end up turning out the way that I wanted it to, so that video is no longer on my channel, period. I actually fully deleted the video. We're going to do a full Christmas gift guide for both book lovers and just hobby lovers in general, because you know, here on this channel we do both. I'm both a book girly and a cozy hobby girly, so we are going to be talking about quite the array of things. I think with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into the PowerPoint, because yes, I'm extra and I made a PowerPoint. Also, really quick, I did want to mention that everything will be linked down below in my LTK or in my Amazon storefront, and I will have all of that linked down below. If I cannot link it in either my Amazon storefront or my LTK, I will have a separate specific link down there, so just make sure you guys check the description. Let's go ahead and let's go through my Christmas gift guide. Here is the gift guide. Again, like I said, it is the ultimate Christmas gift guide for book and hobby lovers. So let's go ahead and let's start with the basics. There are 4 categories that this gift guide is going to be broken down into. First of all, we're going to have all things bookish, where we talk about, you guessed it, all things bookish. And then we're going to have section 2, which is the DIY section. 3 is the hobby section, and 4 is all of my favorite small businesses. Okay, so part 1, all things bookish, let's get into it. So first of all, we have my top books. I did want to briefly just give you guys a list of books that I really enjoy. I'm not going to go into detail about what each of these books are about. I have multiple videos on my channel talking about these books, so I'm not going to go into that. If you are looking to specifically give a book to somebody for Christmas or for any type of holiday gift coming up, I did want to just briefly mention my favorites. So we have Powerless Renegades, When in Rome, Truly Devious, The Cruel Prince, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, Picking Daisies on Sunday, and Clockwork Angel. They are an array of genres, both fantasy, romance, and a mystery book on here. Those are my top favorite books. Let's move on. Then next up we have e-readers and accessories. I have personally never used any other type of e-reader than a Kindle. I have my Kindle Paperwhite, which I love, and that is what I'm showing here. This is actually the Kindle Colorsoft, which is the newer Kindle. You can pick whichever Kindle that you think is necessary. You could also look into getting other e-readers as well, but I cannot speak to those because I've never used any other type of e-reader before. And of course, an e-reader has to have some accessories. You've got to have a case for your Kindle. You've got to have maybe some sort of fun little stand like I've got here, or even one of the little page clickers if you want like the ultimate comfort experience. You also have to have some stickers to decorate the back of your Kindle with. I've decorated my Kindle a ton of times and I love doing it. It is so much fun to change out your stickers. You can also get skins for your Kindle. That's something that I did not include, but I will talk about skins again in a little bit. The same place that I'm going to mention for other tech products, they also have e-reader skins, I believe. I will have to double check, but I think they have Kindle skins. And then we have book accessories. Now this is again a wide variety of things that you could pick from. Anything like annotation supplies like I have here, like pens, highlighters, or tabs to tab your books with when you're annotating. You could also get them a book sleeve. Bookmarks are always fun. There's tons of small businesses that do both book sleeves and bookmarks, or you could also get them a pair of headphones if they are like me and get easily distracted. Headphones can really immerse you in your reading experience, whether you're listening to an audiobook or you're listening to some type of ambiance, brown noise, what have you. They are a staple in your reading experience, in my opinion. Also, I do have a whole annotation guide video on my channel as well. If you are not really familiar with how to annotate or what supplies that you need, I just kind of put the basic 3 necessities I think you should use when it comes to annotating annotation, but you can go check out that video as well. I'll try to have it linked down below if you want more information on what annotating is and how to annotate books so you can navigate that for the bookworm in your life. If you want to be really extra, and I know there are some people out there that love to be really extra, you could gift a bookshelf for Christmas. Like, you could do a whole like book room renovation for your favorite bookish friend, or you could literally just say, here's a bookshelf, build it, you're welcome. But this is my favorite bookshelf. This bookshelf is actually from Amazon. The Billy bookshelves, in my opinion, are not very widely accessible. This is a great dupe. It's also a bit of a cheaper option as well. They are a 6-foot bookshelf with 6 tiers. Yes, they have 6 tiers. But this is available on Amazon, which is, again, I feel like a little bit more accessible than the IKEA Billy bookshelves. And of course, you have to have some type of accessories to go with the bookshelves. So if you're a special person that's a reader in your life, if they already have bookshelves but they're in need of some bookshelf decor, you can get them a ton of things. First of all, a book card. I love having my book card. I use it as a TBR card. You could gift them that for them to use as a TBR card, or just for more book storage. You also need to get them some type of little trinket, so maybe a jelly cat. I have a jelly cat right up here above my head. This is the matcha dragon jelly cat. You can also get them some Funko Pops depending on what their favorite like media is. You could get them maybe some Lego sets to build to go on their bookshelves, or you could get some blind boxes. I've been really into blind boxes recently, and I think that they are so cute and fun because nobody knows what you're getting until you open it. And this is my favorite blind box little thing. It is Peach Riot. They're by Pop Mart, and they're so cute, especially this line. It's like a whole little fairy line. So if your bookish friend has like a whimsical bookshelf vibe going on, then these are honestly perfect for it. Then we have book subscriptions. From left to right, we have the Audible subscription, Kindle Unlimited, Fairy Loot, and Book of the Month. These are all wonderful book subscriptions that I have personally subscribed throughout the recent years of getting back into reading. The ones that I do use the most are Audible and Kindle Unlimited, but they are all very fun for very different purposes. If you don't know what they are, Audible is for ebooks, listening to books. Kindle Unlimited is something that pairs with your Kindle. If you were to get somebody a Kindle, even if you're not, Kindle Unlimited would make a great gift because it opens up the Kindle Unlimited library for them, which offers multiple books. Fairy Loot is a bookish subscription that allows you to get special editions of books like these behind me here. These actually weren't Fairy Loot, these were Illumicrate, but any type of book subscription service like that. There's also like Owlcrate and a few others, but they allow the book person that you are getting it for access to pretty book editions like these. Very, very pretty special editions. And then we have Book of the Month. Book of the Month is a subscription service where you get access to new and emerging authors. This is not sponsored by Book of the Month, by the way, but that is just how I've always heard it put, and that is exactly what Book of the Month is. You get access to new hardcover books. Sometimes they do offer a deal where you get your first book for very cheap, but you still get access to new hardcover books for very cheap most of the time with your first month. So that's another subscription service that I really love that I've had in the past. It's well worth it, let me tell you. Again, there are many more book subscription services, but those are my favorite. If I had to pick specifically one that I would gift to somebody for Christmas, I definitely think it would be Kindle Unlimited, especially if they have a Kindle. Now, if they don't have a Kindle, maybe Fairy Loot, because I do love Fairy Loot so much, but Kindle Unlimited really does open up a huge array of access through their libraries and things, and a huge array of access to different books. So okay, so that is all the bookish stuff. That was a very rapid fire bookish thing, but we will talk about more bookish stuff in this DIY section too. For those of you who love to be a DIY person on Christmas, I've personally started getting into DIYing. I did some DIYing last year for my in-laws for Christmas. If you do like plan ahead now and start right now, you can have a very fun and very successful DIY Christmas season. So let's talk about some DIYs. First of all, we have some bookish DIYs. There are so many different things that you could do with this. These are just a few that I have picked. First of all, we have some book sleeves. If you know how to sew or if you know how to crochet, you can make your bookish friend that you are buying for, you can make your bookish friend some very cute book sleeves. But I personally have received a book sleeve for Christmas. My bestie Katie, aka Katie is Reading, she sent me a book sleeve last year that she made me, and I was just so like ecstatic when I received it because it's so cute. But you can also crochet somebody a book sleeve, which I've yet to do and I've yet to receive. Same thing with bookmarks. If you know how to sew, if you know how to crochet, you can make somebody else a bookmark. Or even if you have access to a printer and Canva, you can make somebody a really cute bookmark for Christmas. I have went on Canva and made some really cute bookmarks. I made some film roll bookmarks earlier this year. All it took was just like a couple hours in Canva and a printer and scissors and lamination, and that was it. I had some really sturdy, really cute bookmarks and I still use them. But you can always level up. You can get like higher quality paper. You can get like higher quality like perforation for them. You can get as creative as you want to with the bookmarks, but there are also so many patterns on Etsy that you can use to make bookmarks. I was looking on there earlier today and there's so many. People are so creative coming up with all of these patterns. I seen some that were flowers. I seen some that was like a dragon wing. All very, very creative. I really just picked a very basic one for the picture here, but you can get, like I said, as creative as you would like for these gifts because they are whatever you make them. I do have some ideas. If you don't know how to crochet or sew, you can do a blind date with a book. You actually could, if you really wanted to, go to like your local bookstore, because I think most local bookstores, especially independent bookstores, have blind dates with a book. I know mine does. My local independent bookstore does. And they're very cute. You wouldn't even have to make them. They already come like pre-packaged. They have most of the time like cute little accessories like stickers. Some come with tabs for annotation. And then sometimes they come with a bookmark. But they're really fun to open. But you could also make one very easily with just getting some of those same supplies and just wrapping the book up. It's really fun. It's really cute. And it would be a good idea. I've also seen people, again, if you wanted to be really extra with it, I've seen people make this like an advent calendar, and every single day leading up to Christmas I've seen people open books in like a blind box type vibe, or a blind date with a book type vibe. Yeah, I think that's very extra, but if you want to do it, there's another option. Or you could also make somebody a book basket. I have done gift baskets like this before, not necessarily like book baskets. I've never made one before, but they look really fun to make. And you also could go as extreme with this as you want to, or you could keep it very low key. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. You honestly maybe wouldn't even have to include a book. You could just include like some cozy things for them to like cozy up with when they read or something like that. This is again as like DIY-able as you make it. And then very last, and personally my favorite, is the book bouquet. I think that book bouquets are the cutest little things in the world, and I'm still yet to receive one, but I do really love the idea of a book bouquet. You basically just take a regular bouquet and add books to it. It's very cute and very sweet. And then we have some sewing DIYs, which if you don't know, if you've not been on my channel before, hi, hello. I hope you consider staying by pressing the subscribe button. I have been getting into sewing this year and I have had like such a fun time with it. Sewing has been just such a beautiful experience. I cannot wait to sew more. These are a few patterns that I either want to do or have done. The pattern that I have done on here is by Grahm, and that is the ruby vest. It was very fun to make the ruby vest. I made it a month or so ago. No, actually it's been like 2 months ago now, and I love it. It's held up well and it looks so cute. But if you're not really wanting to make like a clothing item, I did include a couple of bags in here that you could make. The first one is this little crescent moon bag. I think it's called the bestie bag. I don't remember the name of it, but I believe it's by Blackbird Fabrics. I do want to make this pattern. I've not personally used this pattern yet, but it looks like it would be really fun to do. And then also we have the little Bucky bag, and this is perfect for somebody that you know that does like some type of textile hobby, whether it's crocheting, embroidery, something that's like handheld. This is a hobby bag for that, and I love the idea of a hobby bag. I personally need a hobby bag because my hobby stuff sometimes just gets thrown everywhere whenever I'm like on the go trying to move it. Even moving it around my house, sometimes it just gets thrown everywhere. So personally, a little Bucky bag sounds stellar. And then we have crochet. You guys, I've been getting into crochet this year, and this has been another one of those textile crafts that I have just been eating up. I have not made any of these yet. The only thing that I have crocheted is a little bow garland, and that is a free pattern that you guys can access if you are looking to make somebody a bow garland for Christmas. That would be really cute, honestly. Yeah, that's the only thing I've actually crocheted, but these are some things that I really want to crochet this season. First of all, we have these little apple hand warmers. I did find the pattern for this. I'm so excited to try to make these because they're so cute. And then we have a crochet version of the Sophie scarf. I believe the Sophie scarf is only like a knittable pattern, but I did find a YouTube video that makes a Sophie scarf, but it is a crochet method. I've still yet to make my scarf, but I do have plans to make it, and honestly it sounds like it'll be so much fun. And just looking at this scarf, I'm so excited to make my scarf as well. I do have another YouTube video for this one. Then we have hobbies. Y'all know I'm a big hobby girl, and I'm very excited to share some of my like favorite hobby things. Let's talk about some hobbies. First of all, we have gaming. This is the hobby for me. Like, if I could put myself in a hobby, this would be it. And this is also a really good hobby too, to pair with a audiobook. I do actually have a video specifically dedicated to talking about games for book lovers. If you guys want to check that out, I will link that in the description as well. But I do have a few games here that are some of my like top games from this year, as well as some accessories. The two consoles that I have on here is the Nintendo Switch 2. And yes, while I personally don't yet have a Nintendo Switch 2 because I have been putting off getting one specifically because of Animal Crossing, but now that we have Animal Crossing news, I'm ready to get one. But I feel like if you can, if you are able, and if you are looking to purchase somebody a console and you're wanting it to be a Switch, I really would recommend going ahead and upgrading for the Nintendo Switch 2, because I feel like games will be heading in the Nintendo Switch 2 direction very soon. There still are games that are coming out and are available for the normal Switch, but a lot of games are shifting towards the Nintendo Switch 2. I would go ahead and say buy the upgrade at this point, but that is of course left up to you. You can still buy the regular Switch as well as the Nintendo Switch Lite. I don't really recommend the Nintendo Switch Lite, but if that is within your budget, then I would go for it. And then we also have a Steam Deck. This is something new that I just recently got thanks to my husband. He got me one for my birthday. As you can see, it is very colorful. It does not come that colorful. It's actually black. I just could not find a picture of just the Steam Deck like without a game on it or anything. But the reason it is so colorful is because you can customize your consoles, or you can purchase something for somebody for Christmas to customize their console. I haven't done this for somebody else, but somebody else has done this for me. My friend Chloe one year bought me a skin for my Switch, and oh, I love that skin. I don't have that Switch anymore, unfortunately, but the skin was just so cute, and if I could have kept it, I would. But you can buy some skins and like a case for it that's really cute, and we'll talk about my favorite small businesses for that in a little bit. You can also buy a little cute charm that you can stick in the headphone jack. It comes on a little headphone jack thing with like a chain, and it's some type of like cute little charm on it. I love these. I have this specific one that's in this picture, and they're so cute. So I highly recommend getting some type of little accessory like that. And then of course games. These are very basic. I've talked about them so much on here, but of course we have Disney Dreamlight Valley as number one. I love Disney Dreamlight Valley. It is so fun. It is quite expansive and there's quite a lot to it. So if you know somebody that has that time and dedication, I will say it takes a lot of time and dedication. It is a very fun game. And then we have Tiny Glade, which is a building sim. It is very low key and it's very fun for somebody who's just kind of like a casual gamer that wants to build a cute little house for like 20-30 minutes and then they're done. That's Tiny Glade. It's very fun. It's very aesthetically pleasing and satisfying the way you build things. And then Tiny Bookshop is for the book lover. This is the game of the year for the book lover. Nobody can convince me otherwise. So this, you run a cute little tiny bookshop on wheels. You recommend books to people. There's like a little bit of a story element to it. And then we also have Animal Crossing, and Animal Crossing is very basic. It's been out for very many years, but it is pretty much a decorating sim. There is an update for Animal Crossing coming out in January. Now's the time. If you've known somebody that's wanted Animal Crossing for a while, now is the time. Let this be your sign to go buy them Animal Crossing, because the update coming out is going to be so fun and I'm so excited. And then we have journaling. I've kind of got this geared a little bit more toward like book journaling, but I mean, this is kind of really just basic stuff. I mean, you can take this and do anything with it. My favorite journal is from Notebook Therapy. This is their journal. This is my journal that I use every single time I do my book journal stuff. It is so good. The paper is so high quality. Just everything about it I love. I've also had a journal before from Amanda Rach Lee, and I love that journal as well. And then we also need some things to use to decorate the journal. First of all, you need some type of pen and some type of like marker. I have on here the Macron, what are they called? The Pigma, I think. I think they're Pigma pens. I love Pigma pens. They can get very, very fine and they can be very, very detailed, which is something that I really love about them. And then for like a marker, I have my Tombow pens on here. I love Tombow. Tombow is my preferred marker at this point because you have like a dual tip, which is both a like normal like little tiny pen, and then you have like the brush pen, and I really love Tombow. But if you wanted a more affordable option, you can do the Crayola Super Tips. They are more affordable. They're not my favorite, but they get the job done pretty well, I would say. And then of course stickers. Again, I will mention some small businesses at the end that have some really good stickers that I absolutely love, but stickers are a necessity. If you are in need of a more accessible or affordable option, you always can go to Amazon, but I prefer to support these small businesses when it comes to stickers because their stickers I feel like are so much more high quality. They really put time and attention into them. So I don't really recommend Amazon stickers. I do recommend going and supporting a small business if you can to get like some type of cute little sticker sheet or something. I recommend the small businesses over Amazon. And same thing with the washi tape. This washi tape set that I have on here is from Amazon. I have purchased washi tape from Amazon, but again, some small businesses make super duper cute washi tape. That's basic journaling necessity needs. That'll get you started. If you know somebody that really wants to get into journaling, this is like the starter pack. And then we have coloring. Of course, I have to mention Bobbie Goods. Bobbie Goods makes my favorite coloring books that I've ever used ever. They are so fun. They are adult coloring books, but the pictures are very simple and not super duper intricately detailed, which makes them easier to color in my opinion, and you can do a lot more with them. You can really deck out some Bobbie Goods coloring pages. I've seen so many people go in on their Bobbie Goods pages and like they're crazy looking by the end. Well, not crazy looking, they look fabulous, but it's so wild to see how people can really go in and decorate their Bobbie Goods coloring pages. And the same thing with Coco Wow. Coco Wow is on Amazon, and I also have been seeing more Coco Wow coloring books in person recently. I've seen them at some bookstores, so they are branching out a little bit more, and Coco Wow is becoming a little bit more popular. Coco Wow is similar to Bobbie Goods. They're not necessarily the same thing in my opinion. I would always recommend splurging and getting a Bobbie Goods coloring book, but Coco Wow is really good, and I have had a good time coloring in my Coco Wow coloring books. So,
hello, editing me here. I completely forgot to mention any type of coloring marker. I think I got too distracted and too excited while talking about the coloring books, but I do have some favorite markers that I recommend. The ones that I particularly recommend is the Ohuhu markers. They are alcohol-based markers. They're dual tip. They're very easy to like blend and mix colors, but again, Ohuhu is a little bit more on the pricey side, so I would recommend, if you're looking for something more affordable, using the Crayola Super Tips.
And then we have crochet, my newest love. I have been crocheting for approximately 5 minutes and I'm obsessed. I want to make everything under the sun, and I've tried to put together a list of things that I think are like the most basic for crocheting, but also the like biggest necessities, and there's probably more out there, but this is just what I have found in my 5 minutes of crocheting. Of course, you're gonna need hooks. These hooks are from, I think, Clover. They are a little bit more on the pricey side, but I've not had any hand pain with using these so far, and I have been crocheting multiple hours at this point. I'm probably getting close to like 10 hours of crocheting, so I do recommend them. They are a bit more ergonomic, I believe, than like a normal hook, and of course you do have that grip on them, so they are like softer and better to hold. And then this is my favorite yarn that I've been using. I don't know why, but I seen somebody at one point recommend starting out with cotton yarn, so I said, okay, we're starting out with cotton yarn, and that's what I've been doing. This is cotton yarn. This is 100% cotton yarn by Lily. This is the Sugar and Cream line. I'm obsessed. I first found this line in Joann's, RIP Joann's, but I hope that Michael's is carrying this now. If not, I know you can get it online. This has been my favorite cotton yarn to use, and the only type of cotton yarn that I've used. Also, stitch markers. You do need stitch markers, especially if you are going to be working on bigger projects. They do recommend that you use stitch markers. But then also on here, I do have some yarn needles on here, or you can use a tapestry needle. That's what I've been doing. They just need to be big enough for you to slide the yarn through to weave in your ends. That's basically it. That's basically all you need for crocheting. And then moving on to sewing, which I have been doing for more than 5 minutes, maybe 10. We have a lot of things for sewing that you need. I tried to find some like kits and things where you could combine some of the things that you need, that way you don't have to go buy each individual thing. So first of all, most important, well, maybe not most important, depending on how your person that you're wanting to buy this for sews. You don't have to buy a sewing machine to start out sewing. You can hand sew. That's how I started out, is by hand sewing. But if they are looking for a sewing machine, I do recommend Brother. They have a spectacular sewing machine. This is not my exact sewing machine. I will have to look and see what the number is for my sewing machine, but I love my sewing machine. Not only does it do like normal sewing, it also quilts. It's got the big quilting like arm extension thing. I love it. It is the best purchase that I've ever encountered, and I didn't purchase it. My mom actually got me one for Christmas last year. A 10 out of 10. Get a Brother sewing machine. You will need some type of clips to hold together your fabric when you sew. I personally like clips over pins if they can be used, because pins will stab you multiple times, and I've had multiple sewing injuries because of pins. But you can use pins to hold your fabric together. But I recommend these clips. I use these exact clips. They're so fabulous. But if you do go the pin route and you don't want to try clips, I do recommend having a pin cushion, and I kind of threw this pin cushion on there because I thought it was adorable. And I've also been wanting to get myself a pin cushion that you can actually wear, because I think that's so handy. And then also something else that is a necessity that you will need is some type of way to cut your fabric. I recommend using a rotary cutter, just because you can get your lines a little bit straighter. You don't have to like lift anything. You can just lay the pattern right down on the mat and rotary cut it. And this is a kit. This actually does come with the mat. I don't use this specific rotary cutter, but it did have good reviews. I recommend, and it's also pink, and it does come in other colors, but it's pink. So I think it's very cute. And then also you need some type of kit like this one, which has a bunch of different things in it. It has thread. You need thread. It comes with scissors. It looks like it also comes with pins. It comes with bobbin. There's a bunch of things on here that is in this kit that you will need in order to sew. So I do really like this kit, and I think it was pretty inexpensive as well. So that's like the basics that you need for sewing. Of course, you also need fabric, but I didn't put any fabric on here because I don't really have any good recommendations as to where to get fabric. I just use a local fabric store nowadays. So, and then we have Legos. This is my like hobby that I love. It is a very intimidating hobby, especially when you get to more like bigger projects in Lego because there's so many little pieces and things, but these are a few of my favorite Lego sets. We've done the Harry Potter one together, we've done an Animal Crossing one together, and those two at the bottom are two that I really want to get. I'm just still a little bit intimidated by them. I really love Lego though, and you really can't go wrong with a Lego set because it's something that you literally could do together and have like a little like date night or friend hangout or something and build some Legos together. It's a very fun gift, and there's so many options too. Like there's not just franchises. Lego has their own little like Legos that you can do as well. There's not just franchise collaborations. It's very good. I love Lego. And then we have puzzles. This is a hobby that is very tedious and time consuming, but it is very fun to pair with an audiobook, which most of these hobbies are fun to pair with an audiobook. I really haven't mentioned a hobby that's not fun to pair with an audiobook, but a good audiobook and puzzle combination is beautiful. It's stunning. These are some of my favorite puzzles. The Bramley Hedge puzzles are very beautiful. I personally own one, but I have been very intimidated to do it, but my bestie Katie has done almost every single Bramley Hedge puzzle, maybe all of them. I personally have done the other one that I have on this list, which is the New Yorker. We did one last year for Christmas. It was very fun, but be prepared to be sat for a while. And then this is the next part. This is my favorite small businesses. But these are all of my favorite small businesses. Of course, I'm going to go down the list and name all of them. But of course, first up we have Bestie Cass, aka Oakleaf Studios. This is Cassandra Lynn's shop. I love her shop. She does so many amazing, crazy maps. They're beautiful, they're stunning, and I'm so proud of Cass. But yeah, she is a cartographer, a fantasy cartographer, and she makes some pretty stellar maps. And then we have the Common Room shop. Hallie, she just gets the bookish industry. Hallie is so talented in coming up with all of her pieces. She's done some cute little Jellycat tees. She's done so many cute boutique pieces and themed them around certain franchises like Little Women, Percy Jackson, Harry Potter. She is my favorite go-to gal for any type of bookish merch. Next we have a sticker business, which is my favorite sticker business of the year, and this is Marigona. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm so sorry. But marigona suli. This is such a stellar small business as well. Again, beautiful stickers. Absolutely stunning stickers. The most beautiful sticker sheets I have ever laid my eyes on when it comes to like character creation and things. Like the way this person draws the like characters and the art is so stunning, and I'm so obsessed. And then we have two tech businesses, Sticky Tech and Petimint. These two sell different things for consoles, so they have the Switch skins and Switch cases and things like that. Sticky Tech more focuses on skins, whereas Petimint focuses on cases. They have thumb grips, but those are two of my favorite console accessory businesses. Then we have Color Me Sammy, which is again another stellar sticker sheet business. I have gotten some really beautiful Studio Ghibli stickers from this business. Color Me Sammy has done a few more stuff since the release of the Studio Ghibli stuff, but the Studio Ghibli stuff is my favorite. And then we have another small sticker business, which I'm not going to say the name of because I don't think I can pronounce it. But again, such stellar stickers. This business really has good stickers for book journals in specific, just because they have really like simple stickers, but they're very effective and they're very creative. They're good as accent pieces, which I really love. Then we have Belly Beanies. This is a business that specializes in bookmarks, I think, for the most part. They hold up beautifully. They're really stunning. I really like this business as well. And then if you are looking for patterns, if you're looking to gift a pattern to anybody for Christmas, definitely check out Sydney Grahm Patterns. Sydney just creates the best patterns. Sydney has tutorials on these patterns. Sydney is in my opinion, one of the most perfect beginner sewer people. Like, she really gets beginner sewers, I feel like, and she's very easy to understand, really breaks everything down very simply, so I really recommend her patterns. And then again, as a reminder, everything that I mentioned will be linked below. Some of it may be linked in my LTK or Amazon storefront, but again, what I can't link in those, I will link in the description below, so make sure you guys go check that out. With that being said, that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you did. It helps out the channel and it makes my heart smile. Comment down below if I missed anything in the gift guide. If you guys have any recommendations for gifts, you guys can leave that in the comments below, or if you guys have any questions about any of the gifts that I mentioned, you can also comment that. But if you just want to say hi, you can also comment that too. Also, I'm very excited to get into holiday content. I'm slowly taking down the fall decor and putting it away, and I'm starting to bring out the Christmas stuff. Also, be sure to tap that subscribe button as well as the post notification bell. We're currently uploading every Monday at 6 p.m. EST. However, sometimes that does not always happen, so make sure you guys tap that post notification bell so you will be notified right when I upload a brand new video. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will speak to you all next time. Bye bye.